We've grown 9,000 members in Pride Network over the last 8 months. And we wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't call people out, but call people into action, call people into advocacy.
All of these wonderful women up here, everybody is willing to give back and share to help everybody else grow as well.
I don't know the actual numbers, but we do have a very, very large female presence in our technology team and then across the corporate company.
If you have somebody in your life, like they mentioned yesterday, if they are not supporting you, it is time to cut the dead weight. And the Women's Impact Network here at EXP is cutting dead weight, and we're rising up together and finding our leaders. And as we grow this massive, monumental moment within EXP, I want you all to know that this is the smallest room you will ever be in.
Everybody, today is an emotional and impactful day. As you know, we're celebrating Women's History Month during the month of March. And myself, I'm the vice chair of the Women's Impact Network here with EXP. The Women's Impact Network, if you don't already know, is a huge community of women and alliances of women that come together to build this community and build a pathway for women in business, women in leadership, but ultimately for us to be a resource for you and for you to find your people. This is so important as we go in, and I will go ahead and introduce our speakers today. You can join us as a free member on Workplace. You will type in EXP Women's Impact Network. We're also on Instagram, EXP Women's Impact Network. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And the really, really true value of this group is finding people that are going to impact your life and bring value to your life and business that you might not have thought was possible. If you need people, if you want people, if you just want resources and ways to build your business, build your leadership skills, build your community, build pathways to success, the Women's Impact Network is exactly what you need in order to get you there. So today, of course, we have none other than two powerhouse women that have absolutely impacted, did you get that? Impacted my life and my business, the Go-Go Bethke and the Beth Silverman. Both of these women, not only as individuals, but together, are just insanely full of energy, value, and tactical approaches to building your success. And overall, as you know, we live and work in a cutthroat industry, and we're in a cutthroat world right now. So having togetherness and being purposeful in who we work with and who we build with is the most important thing. So you will find us. We are doing Win Wednesday every single Wednesday of this month. Find us on Workplace, the Women's Impact Network on Workplace, and then also on Instagram. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special event today. We are celebrating Women's History Month with none other, the absolute queen of real estate, entrepreneurship, family, and friends. It's Go-Go Bethke. Go-Go, how are you today?
Oh, thank you so much. This is thanks to you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited and so honored.
Yes, it's an absolute honor. And you need no introduction, really. But for the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about you and where you're from and kind of, you know, your overall just vibe of what you think Women's History Month means to you.
That's awesome. Actually, so I'm originally from Transylvania, Romania, and we have this thing in Romania that's called Mărțișoare. So it's in March, and in March, women get, on the first day of March, women from men, they get this like little flower. So you end up wearing like a little flower. So that shows like it's International Women's Month. So it's a big deal in Romania. So I grew up with that. But today it has a little bit of a different meaning, right? Today I look at it as still in so many different positions, there are more men than women in leadership, right? Especially when we look at entrepreneurship, I feel like more men, if I may say this, have the balls to do what it takes to be your own boss and to do what it takes to lead, generate, and feed your family and put food on the table. So I feel like today it has a bigger meaning of what women can do. So I look at the month of March a little differently as a woman entrepreneur and as a business owner than I was, you know, living in Romania looking at, oh, it's just another month we celebrate, you know, pretty things.
Exactly.
Women.
and just femininity, you know what I mean? And so this this special episode today, and while we release these throughout the month for Women's History Month, I am the vice chair for the Women's Impact Network here at eXp Realty. And we here at WIN, we celebrate very impactful, special women that are really trailblazing a path for others to find their community and go. That's what you are notoriously known for. Outside of business and outside of entrepreneurship, you set a precedence for women to feel comfortable and empowered in their own skin and in their business and their familial status and wherever they are in life. And that's something I truly love about you, is because you come from a non-judgmental background. You're very accepting. And I just got done filming another episode for something else with eXp Realty where I got to rave about you even more, because what you do for women and people in your community, whether in your organization or of your many, many platforms and portals, is that you are just very special and purposeful in the relationships that you build and also connecting people. And so while y'all are watching this live today, we'd love for you to drop in the chats and let us know where you're tuning in from. As you know, eXp Realty is in 27 different countries. And so wherever you are watching from, go ahead and drop this into the chat, leave us some emojis, and let's go ahead and get the conversation started. For you, Gogo, I would love to know, you and I are both non-sugarcoaters. We're straight to the point, but we're also territory taking women. And I would love to know, first and foremost, we all know Dwayne. We all know what a supportive, incredible husband he is, but ultimately allows you to be set up even more for success in your business and in life, especially with your two precious boys. Precious, they're large boys. I mean, they're both teenagers, right?
Yep.
Yes,
The smallest thing now in the family. And I don't know how that happened, because I remember when they used to look up to me and be like, I hold you. They used to say, I hold you. Because I said, do you want me to hold you? Right? Do you? And then like, I hold you.
Oh my God.
And now I'm like, now I have to do that to my kids. I'm like, can you pick me up? Because they're now giant. Yeah, I have boys.
I would love to know and to share with everybody who's watching today, what is it like for you to have a supportive partner, and how critical do you think that is as a woman to your success? Not necessarily just a husband, but even a best friend or a colleague or somebody that you can go to on a daily basis and just really count on for support.
So I think that's number one. I think that is so important, to have that pillar and to have that cheerleader, because there are some days when you're like, why am I doing this? The whole world is against me, right? And then you come home to that person, you put your head on that someone's shoulder. That Dwayne used to tell me, he's like, honey, I'll live with you under a bridge in a cardboard box. So I know if everything falls apart and we have like not even 2 pennies to rub together, as long as I have him, we have everything, and God and our health and our kids, right? And friends and all that. So having that person that it's with you through thick and thin, there's absolutely nothing can happen, then they're not going to be right by your side. There is no better feeling than that. Now, I'm going to add on, because that's not how it started for us. So for us, we were a typical household, and I still feel like we are very typical in the sense of like the man is the head of the household. I just happen to be making the money.
Right.
Nowadays, right? But if we go back, 22 years now we've been married, or we've known each other 22, married 21. He was the breadwinner, and for a while I was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
And so first I had jobs, and then I got pregnant, and then I stayed home with the kids for a while. And in that in-home stay phase, I was like, I'm not cut out just to do just that.
Right.
And I feel like I know what I bring to the table when I value it in dollars. I hate to put it that way, but I have to make my own money. I'm just designed like that. So then when I got my real estate license, at first I wasn't very good at it, right? Like I made $16,000 in my first year. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it was life-changing money. I don't know if I covered my gas and my fees to being a realtor. Right. With you. But over the years, I started making more, and then I started making more, and then I started catching up to my husband, and then I started making more than my husband. So at that phase, when I started making more than my husband, I'd be brutally honest with you guys. If you have a solid man in your life, it will shake every man, just because I believe, and I've never been a man, so I'm going to look at it from a woman's perspective, but I believe that men are created to provide and protect.
I
So
agree.
if I'm taking away that providing job because I don't need him anymore, it shakes any solid man, right? For a while, it's like,
Of course.
oh, you don't need me anymore. And then we go through the phase of like, then why are you even working? Because we don't need you to make that money. I can make that in an hour doing this, right? And so then I ended up retiring him. And that was a whole other phase of our life, going from being the breadwinner to being Mr. Mom. So then I can become the breadwinner, right? We still have the kids and we still have the households and we still have the bills and we still have the doctor's appointments and all of those things that need to be taken care of than I used to do. But now I need to make the money. So now somebody has to do it. Now it became his job, right? So it is an adjustment. So if you're going from a regular traditional household over to, oops, everything just flipped, it is going to be a little bit of an adjustment for everybody. And to be honest with you, one of the biggest adjustments for me was watching my husband do like laundry and dishes.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It just takes like his man card away. And I'm like, no, you're an assistant. You can't like literally become Mr. Mom, right? Like I don't find it attractive. So you can't do that. So today he has an assistant, does all of those womanly duties that I used to do. So when I come out of the office, everything is beautiful and taken care of, and he can still stay a man. So he does all of our investments and bills and things like that. He is my biggest cheerleader. When I got this magazine,
Let's see it.
so I was
Yes.
in Success Magazine and also in the March edition, which is International Women's Month, right? And March and April edition, I was named one of the top 50 women with influence in the United States, and Mel Robbins is on the cover. That guy, Dwayne, literally drove across the country because they were only sold at airports and Barnes and Nobles. And he drove across the country, across the state, to every bookstore and every store that he can think of to buy the magazine, because he was so proud that he can go into a store and grab a magazine and, I'm in it. And then he did this cute little video. So if you guys follow him, his name is The Bass Guru on Instagram because he loves bass fishing. And it's just like an amazing feeling, like those kind of acts of kindness, right? It just really shows you like how much he loves and supports me and how he's my biggest cheerleader.
But
And vice
I feel
versa.
like a power struggle. You know what I mean? And like for a woman as the magnitude that you have, it doesn't feel like it's, perception is reality, right? And it doesn't feel like on social media and even knowing you in real life that it's a power struggle. Like you just do this as a front. It feels true and like true love. And I guess I'd ask you, have you always felt like that in your relationships? Or do you feel like what you have right now is super unique and this is what you were destined for?
I can't do anything fake. So
Right.
I think when God was giving out of like the sugar coating ability and I love you so much, I can't do it. I don't love you. I mean, those words will not leave my lips, right? So I think we get what's the word? How Tony Robbins says it. I can't think of it. You kind of we get what we tolerate.
Right.
Right. So if you tolerate, if it's okay for you to so sad, in America, they don't call it lying. They call it like, oh, I don't want to tell the truth because the truth's going to hurt your feelings. Mm-hmm. Right. Like I was raised with like, if I consider you a friend, I will not lie to you, not behind your back and not in front of your face. So if you ask me how you look in the jeans and like, I'm sorry, those are hideous, take them off. Right. Like, I can't do anything but the truth. And so because of that, who I am on social media is who I am in real life. Right. And everybody will tell you sometimes like, whoa, go, you should not have said that. But I'm like, I can't, if I think it just leaves my lips. And so with me, everybody always know where we stand. I can't do fake, and I will never have a fake relationship or fake people around me. It's just not they're not my people. Right.
And you have a very strong community. I was talking to Cody Gilkinson about this a few hours ago, and he said, whenever I see all of these people at the conventions or in real life, I see Go-Go and it's like I could go up to her. Like she's down to earth. You're beautiful. You're stunning in person, but you're very, very intelligent and you have a lot of value to bring to the table, but you know your worth, you know your value. And I think that's why you have such a strong presence that feels very attainable to people. Like you respond to your DMs, you actually send a lot of voice notes. You've built these strong pathways for people to travel down because they trust you, because they know that they're going to be told not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear in life and business. And so I really appreciate that about you. And, you know, with the Women's Impact Network here at EXP, what has been created, I mean, we're about to be approaching our second year. And what we're creating is really what you've done, GoGo. It's creating a community of strong women and leaders in business for agents and staff in EXP to find their people and to find encouragement and to find excitement and trustworthy resources. And that way they can build the life and business that they want. And, you know, as a woman in business myself in DFW, where we've got over 31,000 licensed agents, I find myself on a weekly basis in conversations with agents that are more experienced than me, time-wise. I would say time in the industry.
All they got on you is time.
Exactly. But I want to know for you, like, was there and how many points were there in your career to where you had somebody speak down to you because you were a woman in business and now a woman in leadership, or doubted your abilities? Because it's crazy for me to even think that somebody would doubt your abilities, but I'm sure you've come across this more than a few times in life.
Oh gosh, I have so many stories I can tell you, most of which are inappropriate.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
But I'm going to share a couple of them and share it in a corporately corporate language as much as I can. So one of the stories that pops in my head, I was going neck to neck. So this is me full-time real estate, right? And going for a listing appointment. And this was a lake cottage and in my neck of the woods. And I came highly referred to this couple. And they were upfront with me and they told me that they're interviewing everybody under the sun, and they only interviewing me because I was referred by someone. So they didn't find me on their own. I came highly referred. So they gave me the time of the day.
Okay.
So I show up to the appointment and everything went well. It went really well, actually. We hit it off. We toured the property, cute lakefront property. Everything was great. This is winter time. So I'm like, we were outside. Like I barely stepped inside. I mean, I saw it very quick, but like I was zipped up in a winter jacket, right? And so appointment goes well. We hit it off. They're like, oh my gosh, so excited to meet you. I get a call. Actually, no, I think they sent me, I think it was in writing. Oh. So after that, I got a message and they said that it's narrowed down between me and this guy, right? This guy realtor. And the only reason they're tending to lean towards him is because when I gave them my business card, and these are the exact words out of their mouth, I was too busty.
They told you from your business card?
Yeah. So in my business card, I was in a red shirt, kind of like this just red shirt, right? And in the end of the day, I'm like, I am busty because I'm a woman and I have these things called boobs.
Right.
Okay? And so I responded and I said, since we are making a business decision based on my body parts, my womanly body parts,
right,
are we going to discuss while we at it? And if that's the decision-making factor, if I sell or cannot sell your house, then are we discussing his manly body parts?
Right.
Because then I would like to see it too, since we are talking about the size of mine.
Wow.
So I responded that. Guess who got the job?
He did.
This one.
Did. Stop
Guess
it.
who sold it in less than 2 hours?
Stop it. See, I'm not surprised. That's insane.
20% over asking price, cash, no contingencies. So I guess these busty things actually serve the purpose. But seriously, I'm thinking to myself, the size of my boobs, what does that have to do with my ability to sell your house?
Interesting. That's so interesting to me because I've been told that I was not allowed at my previous brokerage and the team that I was on to go and do certain events and in-person events because they wouldn't take me seriously, not only because of my age, but because of how I look.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we weren't allowed to go to the conventions and the conferences, and specifically one where I wanted to help do a veterans conference for military buyers and sellers. And they said, no, they're not going to take you seriously. And so, but that's something that is non-sugar coated, right? Like as women, as insane as that sounds, is something that happens on a daily basis, and it happens to my girlfriend.
If you're talking about my boobs and talking about the size of my boobs, right?
That's crazy.
Let's talk about the size of his manly body part. So like, let's make this conversation equal.
Wow, go. And you said you sold it in literally 2 months. I mean, 2 hours.
2 hours. It was
But-
like, I was like, oh my, like I am smart. My looks have absolutely nothing to do with my brain capacity. A woman can be sexy and smart at the same time. One does not cancel out the other. Now, I'm not saying wear a bikini top and show up to your $1 million listing, like together, but keep it you, whatever you is, right? Because I am looking for the people who are looking for me. I don't want to be somebody else. So I can, create a persona to work with a person who we would have nothing in common with.
See, this is
Not even
like
for permission.
these are the conversations that are so important to hear at the Women's Impact Network, because it's not about creating a safe environment for people to have these conversations. It's about creating a comfortable environment to have these conversations. And you've experienced, I've experienced it. I know I could tell on all of my fingers and toes, other women that I know that I've experienced some level of degradation, in that sales.
I'm smiling here because I thought of this other one. I got my very first commercial listing. I knew nothing about commercial, right? And I got this dental office. Hi, honey. I'm on a podcast. I love you, though. I'm out. He's
The king.
But you see, he came in, he comes in and gives me
Exactly.
So it's my very first commercial listing, just because I got this luxury listing, and the homeowner was a dentist, and she had a dental office that she wanted to sell. And I was like, I don't know anything about dental offices. I don't know anything about buildings. I'm like, I don't want to touch it. And she goes, well, so the truth is, she was my very first luxury listing. So since she asked me, have you ever had a luxury listing? I said, no, I never did. So her response was, you remember you never had a luxury listing. And again, I sold that one in less than an hour. So she gave me this commercial listing. I show up at the closing, and I'm not kidding you. It's like, it's like a boardroom, like the way you would imagine a corporate America boardroom that is full with, I would say the average age was probably 60-year-old white male.
Yes.
And then I showed up in the boardroom, and they all looked at me, and they were about to order coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they looked at me. And then one of them looked at me and said, and who are you, honey?
Right.
And I was like, and this time I'm probably like 32 years old, like young, right? And I'm like, I'm the listing agent. You should have seen their faces in that room.
Of course. And they don't even know that you've got the beauty, but the brains behind it are even more powerful,
Just wait until I open my mouth. That's the other time when their jaws go like.
No, of course. And they're like, wow, she really walks the walk. She talks the talk. She knows exactly what she's going to do to set the expectations of what you need in real estate. But like I said, like overall in a business environment, and getting those expectations from pre-listed to sold and so on and so forth, and serving the client at the highest level.
Yeah, but you have to pull your weight though, right? Like sometimes I hear women complaining, oh, we are not getting into the room. I'm like, well, your achievements get you in the room.
Right.
You need to, you can't just get into the room because of your gender. I don't care if you're a man or woman, right? You get into the room and you get a seat at the table because you have pulled your weight and you had bought the table.
Right.
So I don't care what you look like, as long as you use your brain and you using it, you constantly learning, you constantly taking yourself to the next level, you constantly using that knowledge to help others who are 2 steps behind you so they can have an easier time achieving those goals. Because when you're copying someone, you get to reach those goals 10 times faster than the person that took them 13 years of their career to learn what they know today, right? So I'm huge in knowledge. I'm huge in implementing knowledge and helping others to do so. My brain just kind of works like a computer.
Exactly.
And I enjoy breaking things down in systems and processes and making it easy and breaking it down into like that, the saying, how to eat an elephant one bite at a time. So that's why I have so many coaching programs and so many membership things, because I really, truly enjoy teaching people something that I learned.
Well, you're somebody that preaches, my trackers have trackers. You track everything.
Everything.
And something I really idolize about you as being a mom of 2 boys is that you've taught them how to do the exact same thing. And being a woman in business is one thing. Being a wife in business is one thing. Being a mother in business is one thing. But overall, you're setting this precedence for your children to grow up and repeat the actions that you're doing for their families that they create. And so I think that's what's really special about you, is that they're also empowered by seeing such a strong female leader of their household. in tune with Dwayne and just having it just be a very, coexisting, successful relationship for you all.
You want to hear a fun story with the kids?
Of course I do.
So I said we will never have like a gecko or a snake or a lizard or something, anything of that sort in our house. Like, no, thank you. Right? So talking about children, like we don't realize how much our children watch us, right? Like they don't say no, they just sit there and then, I know you're pregnant now, so I'm so excited. The world's going to change so much for you. It's going to have so much meaning, so much more meaning. So then one day I hear hey, mom and dad, can you guys come out to the living room? And I'm like, interesting. So we go out to the living room, and Kobe at this time, our oldest, his name is Kobe. I think he must have been like 11, right? 11, 12 years old. And there's a little laptop with a long cord plugged into the TV, and the laptop is on the floor, and the TV says, the 5 reasons why I deserve a leopard gecko.
Oh, okay. Like a full-on presentation.
A full-blown PDF presentation. And then he went through everything. How long they live, where do you buy them, how much they cost, how much is the supply per month, how much electricity that thing is going to use, how he's going to make his money, how he gets this much money every year for his birthday. And the gap is only going to, I was like, so I looked at Dwayne at the end and I was like, how are we going to say no?
No way. You could
So
say no.
he ended up with a leopard gecko.
Of course. I mean, a baby in sales. I mean, look at mom. You know what I mean? Like walking the talk. I mean, walking the walk. It's like, how would you say no to that? But
yeah, I mean, he had it all figured out. Where he's gonna buy it, how much is it gonna cost, how long is it gonna live, what he's gonna like. He had 2 friends volunteer when we are traveling, because we travel so much to watch the guy. I was like, we can't say no. I mean, he had a great sales pitch.
you are a woman of leadership, but you're also a woman of love, Gogo. And how do you think that being a part of organizations and communities like the Women's Impact Network at EXP, how do you think that if a woman is looking for her community and looking for her pathway and more systematized access to women like you, how important do you think it is to be a part of these communities for support in life and business?
I think especially here at EXP, right? Because how do I say this? I feel like EXP is our work family. I literally call the Team Gogo organization and EXP our work family. Like our international family of agents is what we call the Team Gogo organization, right? The downside to it, though, the beauty is that we can be from so many countries and so many states and so many cultures and so many ages, and it doesn't matter. There's no borders. It's like you can be business partners with whoever you want.
Right.
That is the benefit. The downside, we are not physically in the same office, right? So it's not like, oh my gosh, June birthdays, let's have a potluck, and everybody gets to elbow rub, and you get your friendships figured out, and you grab coffee and you hang out with each other, right? So being a part of these different groups and organizations and physically going to events is what really going to make you feel like you belong. Right? And we all feel like we want to belong. We want to have, like, not cliques. I don't like the word cliques, but like our groups, like our people, the people who are just like us, and we get each other and we click, and then we like get to go and do these things together. So going to events and masterminds and creating my own group, and then also being part of other groups, right? It changed my life. I mean,
it me too.
Yeah, it changed my life. I used to be that solo agent, and I looked at the other agents, be like, I didn't look at them as competition, because I have this like crazy concept in my head that I have no competition. I get to do whatever I want and be number one at it if I want to, right? So I didn't look at them as competition, but I kind of looked at them as like, I have plenty of friends. I'm not looking for a new best friend. So why would I be best friends with anybody in real estate, right? And this was before EXP. I just kind of stayed to myself. I had an amazing relationship with all the realtors on the other end of the transaction, but we weren't necessarily calling each other on our birthdays and singing happy birthday to each other, right? Exactly. And now I do that. Now, literally, I sing happy birthday to every agent that I sponsored into the company, and their birthdays, everyone's birthday is in my calendar. So as soon as someone joins me at EXP, their birthday goes into my calendar. And sometime during the day, I'll send them a happy birthday. Like, I sing them with my cute little voice and accent, which is probably more like torture, right?
No.
But I do that. So I think it's so important to find your people. So then you feel like you belong. So then you don't feel like you're alone in this world, because we are not. We might be doing all the time, you're my favorite weirdo, right? And I can be with you for the rest of my life in our cute little weird family. But we also need to find that like cute little weird work family.
Exactly. I agree. And I did the exact same thing as you. I was kind of just like, I don't need more friends. I don't need more community, until you realize what you are missing out when you do find that community.
Yes.
And that's what changed it for me. We both travel a lot, but watching you be the woman of the household with such an incredible supportive partner in life and in business, and then with your two boys, it's not just about the investments, and it's not just about the money and the organizations and all of these different things. But what it comes down to is that you're a woman that supports other women, and you're a friend to all, and it's just like, you're fun, you're real, and you're fun, and you're what everybody wants in their back pocket. And it's like, oh my God, I've got this problem. Well, I need to call GoGo. So I love that about you. And I know you already know this, the EXP Women's Impact Network. You can find us on Workplace. You can find us on Instagram, EXP Women's Impact Network. And overall, I know both you and I, but our community here at WIN is here to be a level of support for you that you might not have right now. Or, like I commonly say, like a steroid shot you want to add into your life and business just to amplify it even more, because you don't know the answers to questions that you don't ask. And so why not reach out? Why not step outside of your comfort zone? Why not work to find even more people that can impact your life like you have mine? And overall, I just want to say your presence day to day just exudes femininity. It exudes confidence. It exudes love and power and intelligence. And I know I'm extremely blessed to have you in my life. I know so many hundreds, if not thousands of other people that would say the exact same thing. And so I just want to say thank you for your time today and just being brutally raw. That's why I wanted you on. I was like, I don't want somebody that's going to come in and sugarcoat it and read from a script. I was like, we got to get our girl on. And that way she just lays down the law and tells us what we need to know and not just what we want to hear. So we appreciate you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. That's the only thing I know how to do is just speak my mind, right? And I feel like times are changing. We can truly be whoever we want to be,
right?
At least in this country. It doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter your age. It sure does not matter your culture or color, or do you have college education or you don't have college education, or what bloodline you are from. Like, it so does not matter. Guys, I'm an immigrant from Romania. I'm Hungarian by nationality, was born in Romania, so I speak both. I immigrated to the US when I was 21. I didn't speak any English until I was 21 years old. What you hear today is like the best version of my level of English. Been here now for 22 years. I came in 2003 with $200 to my name. I borrowed that $200 because I didn't even have it, right? I have no college education. I had no sphere of influence. So if I can do this, like, anybody can do anything that you set your mind to. The number one rule, you have to believe it.
Amen.
If you can't imagine it, you cannot have it. So you're like, oh, I could never do that. Then guess what? You will never do that.
Amen. I agree with you.
You change your thoughts. You change your thoughts. You change your life.
How can people that are watching this episode and further on get in touch with you? What's the best way of communicating with you?
You can find me, and it's, by the way, I said change your thoughts, change your life, and it's 333. I just have to show that.
Love that.
333 numbers. I love angel numbers. If you're not into angel numbers yet, maybe start studying them. I just look at them as signs from my angels that I am doing the right thing, right time, right people.
Amen.
And so the best way is GoGo's Real Estate on Instagram. I still answer, just as you said, every single day by, like myself. I have 14 assistants. So anywhere else, you're going to be talking to one of my VAs, but on Instagram under GoGo's Real Estate, you're talking to me directly. And I am a huge voice noter for many reasons. Text to talk with a Hungarian accent doesn't work very well.
Yes, I can see that.
I'm like, what did you say? What could have I possibly said? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't say that, whatever that is on the screen. So that's number one reason. But also number two reason I like voice notes is especially because that way, it's truly me, because you can hear my accent.
Yeah.
And taking time out of your day to leave someone a special message, I think it just shows that you care and they're just not just a number.
Exactly. That's how I felt. Anytime you respond to me, I love the voice note, because overall, you and I both know that people need people. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Think about people in your life from your past and think about when the last time you actually heard their voice was or saw their mouth move on video, just besides a photo that was posted on social media or sent as a text message. So Gogo, you're a blessing to us and our community. We are so honored to have you today. Please let us know how we can be of service here at the Women's Impact Network at eXp Realty. And we hope you have a fabulous day.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. Same in return. If there's anything that I can ever come and share knowledge on, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love sharing knowledge. I love changing lives. And I feel like together, if we can share the knowledge to each other, we'll get smarter faster together and we reach our goals and we have more time to live our life versus spending it on figuring it out.
Couldn't agree anymore. I'll see you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Beth Silverman, hello, girlfriend. How are you doing today?
So happy to be with you.
I can't believe it. You know, when they asked me to think about some really powerful women that inspired me, not only in life, but also in production, honestly, you were the first person that came to mind. And overall, we've met numerous times in person, really connected at our first eXp Con and then regional rallies and everything, especially over Instagram. But thank you for being here today. You're someone that is very, very important to me and someone that I greatly look up to. And when I think about you, I think about a powerhouse woman that dominates not only her femininity, but also her business and making a presence and a brand known for yourself. And so for those that don't know you, which is super rare not to know Beth Silverman, as you know, she spoke on stage just in October, had an incredible segment for eXp Con. But Beth, tell us a little bit about you, where you started. And I know your very emotional story and the significant loss that you went through last year. But for those who don't know, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and dive into that real quick. And then we're just going to pivot into how this has really laid out a path of success for you and a different level of impact and motivation.
First of all, thank you for that gracious introduction. And I want to say, I feel the same about you. Meeting you, you emanate support. And it's just such an amazing feeling to get when you meet someone so quickly without even going deeper, to feel like they will give you unconditional support and uplift you no matter what. That's the vibe you give off. So thank you so much for being such a great leader, for everything you do for so many people, for the women and for all the people in our lives who support the great women.
Thank you.
So my story is okay. Of course, it's a little bit wild. I had this big career in my earlier life, and I was on top of the world. I was always a workaholic, always a perfectionist. At the age of 26, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was told, had 5 years, 52% chance of surviving. And that kind of hit a brick wall on my proverbial yellow brick road that I was skipping down. Right. And I had to go into fight or flight. I chose fight. I didn't die. I advocated for myself. And from that, I thought, okay, I'm now unbreakable. But I was also broken. I was broke and broken. And real estate gave me the opportunity to control the outcome of how much money I earned. Mm-hmm. Granted, in the beginning, I had to trade my time for all of that money. Right. But I knew that knowledge plus action equaled outcome. So I said, great, I'm going to get into this career and I'm going to do all of that. And in the beginning, you have no knowledge, but you have a lot of action.
Exactly.
And so your outcome is, it's as should be expected when you're new. Then you kind of get to like year 2 and 3 if you've survived, hopefully.
Yes.
And then you've got more knowledge, but if you're not taking consistent action, you're going to get a mediocre outcome. And if you're somebody who's like me, who committed to going all the way and took all the consistent action that I could immerse myself in, I then went all the way. And year over year, since joining eXp in 2019, every single year, I raised my income by $100,000 for 5 straight years. So life is pretty good, right? I'm crushing it. Everything is great. And last year, 2024 kicks off. It's going to be the best year of my life. And in February, my brother tragically dies. And my world came to an absolute stop. I didn't work for an entire quarter. I came back from my grief. Thank God for EXP and the things that we are given, from revenue share to equity, which has enabled me to buy homes and get passive income. I come back to work, come out the gate, sort of swinging, have a great quarter. And then quarter 3, we are hit with 2 back-to-back catastrophic hurricanes. One of them takes my roof. The other one decimates my community and my business. And the day when we got our water and our power back, I was hit by a truck and my car was totaled. So it was quite a year. I would reckon, even with cancer, that 2024 was the worst year of my life.
Right.
And when the clock turned on 2025, I don't even know how. I managed to squeak out, I think, about maybe 20 or 23 units last year, which is about 50% of my production.
Right.
And so here we are, 2025, coming off one of the most softened economies ever. Today is March 11th. I have 5 deals closed, 10 deals pending, 8 closing this month, with 10 listings right behind them.
Insane.
I'm on track to crush my best year in real estate ever in a highly softened economy.
Right.
So something must be happening that's right over here.
It's the unbreakable mentality that you just mentioned. It's like it's something that not everybody carries or knows that they have, but with your really trials and tribulations that you've gone through, everybody knows you as the investment specialist. They know if they want to make money, if they want to sell properties, if they want to gain and build portfolios, not only in your area where you are in Florida, but you are a serial connector as well, that you can get them connected to people in their own market. And Beth, your story really hits my soul, and I know it does others too. But besides the emotional impact, and in addition to the motivation that you provide men and women, you are somebody that women look up to. As a woman in leadership and a woman in business, you are somebody that is the HBIC. You get it done. You don't let brick walls stand in your way. In fact, I know you as somebody, if there's a brick wall in front of you, that's just bigger challenge for you to get straight through it and get to the other side. But when you're in business, 2024 was a huge testament to you, not only in business, but in life. But with 2025 hitting off to where it is right now, tell us, how does it feel to be a woman in charge, to be a woman that makes the money that you do, has the reputation that you do, has the respect that you do? Because as a woman, not everybody's going to like you, just like me. I say that as women, and that's okay. But my thing is you can't hate the work. You can't hate the money. You can't hate your numbers. You're a 3-time icon, approaching your 4th, top 1.5% of the entire brokerage of almost 90,000 agents. Tell us what it feels like to be a woman that's like, this is me and I'm dominating and nothing's going to get in our way.
Yeah, look, it's challenging, right? Because I can only be authentically who I am.
Right.
And I've always been this way, whether it's to my fault or my benefit. So the good news is that I'm authentically me. At the end of the day, I answer to myself and my creator. And for the people who love me, I am enough, myself included.
Right.
However, it has been a little bit of a curse to be on a rise. I was a single woman for a long time. I had an engagement that didn't work out. I had relationships that failed. I was coming to terms with losing a tremendous part of my womanhood in my late 20s, my hair, my breasts. And so there was a lot of my life that I had to kind of figure out, well, who am I without everything? And even if you strip away the real estate, the money, the portfolio, I am still in charge of my own life and the energy and effort with which I put out into the world. So I gotta say, if I was a gas attendant or a street sweeper or a greeter in the front of a store, I would be the boss of that because I need to go home and lay my head on the pillow for the small amount of hours that I sleep every night. I sleep well, just for a short time. I need to feel good about what I'm putting out there into the world. And it's me. I need to feel good. Of course, I want to make my family proud. I want to make my brokerage proud. I want to make my friends proud. And recently, some people do know that I've fallen very deeply in love and I'm in an unbelievable committed relationship. And for women out there who happen to be very large breadwinners, sometimes this can pose a problem. But again, you have to say to yourself, I'm living this life for myself. And the fact that I have the ability to maybe help my partner and I have a better life, how lucky am I? I've seen power players, women in our brokerage who've retired their husbands, namely my sponsor and dear friend, GoGo. I have watched other power women in our brokerage retire their parents, their spouses. And so I know that they've paved the way for me to know, oh, this is okay. It's okay for me to have a plan to take care of everyone else. And gotta tell you, it feels so good to be the person to be able to do it.
Man, doesn't it? I know. And I retired my husband out of corporate 2 years ago. Spencer's on my team and I've trained him like a freaking hound. Coached him, I should say. But what I just heard you really emanating was you found a sense of individuality, that you were so comfortable in your skin and you found a man to be able to be an addition to your life. And I know the both of you complement each other so well and you're madly in love. I want to know, obviously getting from day zero to where you are now, you're the queen of investments, pad split, off-market properties, investment properties, anything that has to do with building a portfolio. You are the boss of that. Have you always wanted to do investments? What really led you to investments? And tell us what your portfolio looks like yourself and why this is such a deep passion for you.
Yeah, so I did not know I always wanted to do this because I grew up in New York. All we really know about finance is we learn from our parents or the way that we grow up. So my parents didn't real estate invest because it was not possible where we lived. It was too expensive. But I was always in the stock market as a young child. And then the .com bust happened and I lost a lot of money. And I was like, wow, I'm never going to do that again. And I left New York and I was a realtor in Baltimore, Maryland. I went to Johns Hopkins and I watched my friends who were bartenders using FHA loans to buy 3.5% down, these row houses that were $150,000. And then they were using their unclaimed mattress money to get a GC to build out a basement apartment that they would rent. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, meanwhile, I have about $200,000 in debt after not dying from cancer. And I'm thinking, man, I wish I knew about this. I wish someone had taught this to me. My life would have been so much better. So I said to myself, okay, I can't play with them yet. What I can do is become the best investment specialist so that I can teach everyone so no one has the troubles that I have. I felt like, what if somebody else got cancer? If they had an investment property and they had to stop working, they would have residual income coming in. And so I just thought, what if you have a spouse that dies? What if your parent needs long-term mental health care from dementia or Alzheimer's? There's all these problems that we all have, real life problems if you lose your job. And I thought, okay, I can help people by showing them how to use the housing market as a vehicle with which to build wealth. Right. And this is how my career started, in REOs and fix and flips and house hacking, multifamily, Section 8. Then it was Airbnb and pad split. As the market and economy shifted, I pivoted my clients. How did I pivot my clients? By going deeper with them. I went deeper in a very meaningful relationship and I committed to serving them at a higher level by maintaining this deep relationship with them. I understood their problems and I offered a compelling solution to them through real estate investing. Throughout the process of becoming this incredible realtor, well, what happens when you sell a lot of houses? You make a lot of money. What happens when you make a lot of money? You pay off your debt. So when I tell people out there, literally in the last 6 years, I sold my way out of $200,000 of debt and into 6 cash flowing doors that allow me to live life without the weight, anguish, and fear of financial burden. I believe that most of this wouldn't have happened without EXP, by the way. I was in real estate for a long time before EXP, but the leaders here, the camaraderie, the collaboration, the coaching, and then, of course, my own consistent action is what got me to where I am today. And where I am today is in a pretty good place. I should mention that last year, during that worst year ever, I still managed to buy another house.
Oh,
yeah, I did that. Yeah. And so that was kind of wild because I had this goal of 1 per year. And I want people to know you don't need a lot of doors, folks. You need a few good doors. You don't need to jump into multifamily and syndications. Mom and pops, 2 to 9 doors, they rule the roost in this asset class. And I'm willing to bet every realtor out there knows a mom and a pop or a doctor or somebody that they can help invest in real estate who needs to offset high income with tax strategies or who's just looking to have a better plan for retirement. Noteworthy to mention, realtors make up 40% of my client base.
gosh, I love that. And a lot of what you said, I would say 50% of our audience is going to understand it. 50% might not. But you're a natural coach, you're a natural teacher. You've taught me a lot in my own business and how to financially leverage our way, not only out of debt, but building generational wealth and setting ourselves up for success. And so, Beth, tell us where people can find you. Where are you most comfortable having people? I know you're huge on Instagram. The thing I love about your Instagram is that you show good, bad, and ugly on your Instagram. It's not just sold, just listed, like all of these things, just my numbers. But like you really go into it. So tell us where the audience can find you, where to connect with you, because I know after this, looking into the future, investments are the way of the future. Being smart with your money is the way of the future. So how can other women and other people find you?
You can find me at Build Wealth with Beth, one word, on Instagram, or buildwealthwithbeth.com. It's the easiest way to get in touch with me. Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, my cell phone number is out. It's public knowledge. I do get around 150 texts a day. And so that's usually the way you shouldn't reach out to me. I'm a big 4 a.m. emailer, but I just want everyone to know that if I can achieve all of this, so can anyone else. And it starts just by committing. You commit to yourself. And on the days you feel like you're not enough, you recommit to yourself all over.
Beth, I already have heard the news. The news is freaking insane about the South Florida Regional Rally. Tell us all about it. Who's going to be there? What are you talking on? This is a major, major event and a huge opportunity for people to be able to hear you speak in person.
One of the best parts about the regional rallies is travel. I have traveled for so many other rallies. Referral business. Like, it's a chance to just get a couple of days away and see so many people and learn. And so the South Florida Regional Rally is Thursday, May 8th. I am going to be speaking. Go Becky is going to be speaking. John Scalia, who's literally like the greatest agent in all of EXP, is going to be speaking. Leo Pereira is going to be there. Every single person. Ooh, Russ Lagan is going to be there. And it's an Oscars themed event. You can get as dressy or not dressy as you want. Yes, it is in Dania Beach. It is unbelievable. Thursday, May 8th, the South Florida Regional Rally. That is where you need to be. And like, it's Miami. Who wouldn't want to go there for a couple of days?
Plus with all the speakers, I mean, what an opportunity. Thanks for sharing that. And if you do not have a regional rally already on your schedule, make your way to South Florida. This is not only going to be one that you just sit back and you learn from the speakers. Like, this is going to be involved. It's going to be raw. It's going to be real. So South Florida Regional Rally, Thursday, May 8th, Miami. But reach out to Build Wealth with Beth on Instagram for more information. You've left a lasting impact, not only in the segment that we've done today, but in my life. And that's exactly, you are the epitome of what we strive for, the level of success, the level of leadership, just the level of womanhood with the EXP Women's Impact Network. I'm so grateful I had the opportunity to speak with you today. I always say I'll see you soon, but never soon enough. And guys, I have to tell you, if Beth Silverman has left this lasting impact on my life, and is absolutely, she's a joy to talk to. She's fun. She's not a sugarcoater. She will never lie to you. She's brutally honest. She's somebody that you need to know and that you want to know in your life that'll set you up for success in life and business. And Beth, you're a blessing to myself and so many others in our community. And I thank you and so graciously for your time today. I love you.
Love you.
Thank you, everyone. So this is hashtag Wednesday, and throughout any post, if you want to reshare any of us, please use this hashtag. You can find us on Instagram at EXP Women's Impact Network. Please join us on Workplace Women's Impact Network, and please feel free to DM, message any of our board members, any of our members, if you'd like more information about joining the Women's Impact Network. We are going to be better with you. As you know, we rise to the top together, and